Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn daily energy for Thursday, March 25th. And this is a general reading, so this may or may not resonate with you. I'm not a good card shuffler. I admit it. I stink. All right. So we're going to do a 5-card spread, and we're going to use some tarot. We're going to get some clarifying cards, and then we'll close out with an oracle. Also, you have the power to change my life for the better just by liking, subscribing, and watching my video all the way through. I greatly appreciate all of your support, and thank you so much. All right. I can't believe March is almost over. I feel like March really flew by. Okay. We have the Princess of Wands. We have Temperance. We have the Empress. We have the Hermit. And we have the Four of Wands. Let's see. All right, so what we have going on here is I feel like some of you want a new start. Some of you want to get something going, but it hasn't happened yet. Like, it hasn't fallen into place. Like, you haven't gotten to that place where you can start on this new project. So maybe it's about, you know, you're looking for a new home, but, you know, you're just not there yet. Like financially, or, you know, maybe you've got things going on where you live, like you can't move forward. Maybe it's a new job, could be a new relationship, I don't know, like that hasn't come in yet. And you're trying to be patient, and, you know, you're trying to be patient, but it's like you're kind of frustrated with that. And that this is a big growth. It's almost like a learning lesson in patience for you. That's kind of what's happening for you. And I feel like the reason why things haven't moved forward for you, whether it's in a relationship or, you know, some kind of goal that you have, it's because you need to take some time out for yourself, and you need to look within, and there's some things that you have to look within to find the answers. You need that alone time to get your clarity. And your outcome is the Four of Wands, and I feel like that you're going to have that connection. Like, you're going to feel like you're more connected to yourself, you're connected to another person. Like, you're ready to go, you're ready to do something, but you feel like things aren't falling in place, and that's because the universe wants you to take time to look within before you start moving forward on something. Maybe it's like you want to break up in a relationship. Like, maybe you've had it with a relationship and you're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore, but maybe the universe is saying, you know, just look within. And, you know, maybe you're trying to put some blame on your partner when really you have to look at your own actions, and you have to see what you're doing, because sometimes we're doing things and we don't really realize it. Like, are you sabotaging a relationship? Like, are you sometimes if people get, you know, sometimes people are afraid of commitment. You know, maybe things are moving forward and maybe that's scaring you, so you're like self-sabotaging the relationship. Or maybe you keep putting this negative energy, like, oh, this is too good to be true, this isn't going to work out. And maybe you're doing that, and maybe you need to look at yourself and your own actions and what you're doing and what you're saying and that energy that you're putting out there. And maybe that's what the universe wants you to do, is to look at you. It could be any kind of relationship. It could be a friendship. It could be a relationship with a family member. It could be, you know, a work relationship. Like, what are your actions? Like, maybe you're not happy with something. Like, and you keep saying, oh, why does this keep happening to me? Or, you know, why are they doing this, or why is this happening to me? But it's like, maybe look at your energy and see what you're doing. It's like a self-reflection day, I feel like. All right, so let's get some cards here and see if this gives us any more information. All right, for Princess of Wands, we have the King of Wands, we have the Ten of Cups, and we have the High Priestess. I feel like you know some things that you're supposed to do. Like, you want to get to this Ten of Cups. You want to get to this happiness, this stability, you want to be confident. And this is where you want to be. Like, you want to feel secure. You want to feel confident. You want to feel safe. You want to know your direction. And I feel like you need to tune into your inner feelings more. Like, you have to listen to your inner voice more. I feel that maybe you're not really listening to that. I feel like that's giving you your answers, and you're sort of blocking that, and you're not listening to that. For Temperance, you want to find peace. Like you want to make good choices. You want contentment. You want peace. You want to enjoy the small things. I feel like you want to have that, you know, you want to feel emotionally comfortable and safe in your relationship. But I feel like maybe you're putting that energy out there that it's not. All right, we have Seven of Pentacles. Oh, we have the Capricorn. We have your card, and then we have the Star. You're hopeful. But I feel like I just have this feeling like there's this back and forth. Like you want something and you want to have something happen, but I feel like you're almost in your own way and you don't really realize it. Like you have this bad habit of doing something that, like, of maybe putting that negative energy out there that things won't happen. And you have that bad habit of doing that. And so you have like this back and forth. And I admit, like, I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn rising. And I have this bad habit that if things are going good and things are going smoothly, it's almost like I have to do something to stir it up, to mess everything up. And it's like, oh, if I had just left it alone, you know, if I had just left it the way that it was, it would have been fine. But it's like I'm almost afraid of things going smoothly and things going good. It's like, wait a minute. Which I know sounds crazy, but, you know, maybe that's what you're doing too, is that you're, you know, and you don't even realize that you're doing it. And so, you know, I've had to step back, and I really had to check myself. If something's going along and I want to change it up, and I'm like really analyzing, why am I changing this up? Like, are you doing this because this is really some good change, or is you doing this because you want to stir things up and, you know, put yourself into a stressful situation again? Because it's almost like, for me, sometimes I feel like that's, which I want to get away from, is I feel more comfortable if things are stressed, because that's sort of like the environment that I grew up in. It's a very stressful environment, and it's not a good thing, because I don't like that. I like things to be calm, but it's like, okay, things are too calm, so I have to stir things up. But I'm trying to get away from that and look at my actions and what I'm doing. And I feel like that's for, you know, someone out there too, is that really look at your actions, at what you're doing. are you trying to stir things up and get yourself to what you think is your comfort zone is maybe a stress and chaotic zone, but really like what you're trying to do is get to a calm and peaceful zone, rather than having chaos going on around you. All right. So for some of you, this is just a learning lesson, like I was saying, is that you're trying to learn that you don't want to be in the chaos and the crazy, in the stressful zone, that you want to be in this calmer, more relaxing zone. And you just recognizing the problem and what it is that you're doing is growth for you. And I feel like that's what the universe wants you to do. And, just like I was saying, is to look at your actions, at what you're doing, and why are you doing it, and to question that. And I feel like that will give you a lot of clarity about it. It's going to give you some answers about what's going on. And then it'll give you a new start, because you'll have a new way of looking at your actions and things that you're doing. So it's definitely about taking that time out to yourself, looking at how you respond to situations, and releasing that burden of always feeling like you need to be in this stressful environment, and maybe self-sabotaging. It's going to take you some work to change, which, that's been something for me too, is it's taken time for me to change and to look at how I am reacting to things. And it's definitely been some work, but I definitely feel a lot calmer and a lot better from that. And that you don't want to block that energy. I feel like there's change coming in and you don't want to ignore that. I feel like the universe is trying to tell you this for a reason. It's because it wants you to grow, and it wants you to become stronger, and it wants you to become calmer. And if you're able to do that, you're able to achieve more things that you want to have happen. And you'll feel stronger, you'll feel confident, you'll feel calmer. And I feel like you'll have stronger connections with people, because you won't always be stirring things up. And, or you won't be like putting this negative energy out there within your relationships. And you'll just be able to be calm, and you'll be able to have those connections and enjoy those connections, and not looking for always trying to change things up. This could be, delayed, just because it's almost like maybe someone saying, like, I don't really want to work at this. I'm absolutely fine, And if you are, that's completely fine. But, maybe it is just being that, that stubbornness in the Capricorn is like, no, I'm fine. I'm doing everything, great. Like, I feel great. But really just take that time just to really think about things, and think about how you react to things, and think about your own actions. And I feel that it's going to bring a lot of change in for you. It's going to give you a different perspective on how you see things and how you respond to things. And I feel like it'll lower your stress level. And I think that that's what I really like about the tarot is that, giving those messages of really looking within, and looking at yourself, and looking at your relationships that you surround yourself with, and looking at your attitude and your perception of things that you put out there. And that's a really hard thing to do, is to look at yourself and what you're doing, because we all want to feel like, like we're fine and we're doing everything okay. But that's like the hardest thing to do, is to look within and see, what we're doing. And definitely when I'm like at work, my attitude and my perception really makes a huge difference to how people react to me. And I have definitely been working on trying to make sure that when I do go into work, because I do work with the public a lot, that I go in with a positive attitude. If I'm angry and I'm, like I've said this before, if I go in with a bad attitude and I'm angry and I don't want to be there, and I hate my job, then people will pick that energy up from you, even though you don't even have to say a word. Like, they'll feel that. But if I go in and I'm like positive, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be here at work, and I'm going to try and be positive, and I'm going to try and make the best of it, and I'm going to if people are rude to me, then I'm just going to try and let it roll off my back, that it has nothing to do with me, it's what's going on in their life, and have a different perspective of looking at it. And that really helps me, and I don't bring all that stuff home anymore. I used to bring it all home, like, if somebody was rude or nasty, it was like, oh, what's wrong with me? But really, it's them, and they're going through their own thing. And that's something that they have to work on, and I shouldn't let it affect me. And so I don't bring that home like I used to, thank goodness, because that was draining. So that's why I like giving those messages, with the tarot. It's about having people look at themselves and look at within, and to make those changes that they feel will work best for them and bring them peace and calm and more happiness. All right, we have Chariot. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focused. So again, it's like moving forward, staying strong, being confident that you're, it's going to take some work to make those changes, but really, being vulnerable to yourself, and like I said, looking at those things that you do, and how you react to situations and how you react to people, and what kind of energy are you putting out there. So really, it's a self-reflection day. All right, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.